Listen, I know you still have a fight to win, so you're not where you want to be yet, but give us an idea what kind of the emotion is like, the feeling is of being here right now.
I'm ecstatic right now. I'm having a really great time, the whole experience, everything. You know, Paney's a really good friend of mine, so when I saw her, as soon as I walked through the doors, we gave each other a big hug. So, I mean, we're really just so happy, and we feel very fortunate to be where we are today.
Does that make it tougher or more fun to be fighting somebody that you're cool with? You know, I mean, you both want that one single goal.
It's a little bit of both. You know, I mean, I want to just be like, hey, come to my room, like, let's hang out, which is really weird. But also, I mean, I'm in that fight mode, so every time I see her, I'm like, you know, I kind of don't want to interact with her.
Right.
You know, so it's definitely one of the weirdest experiences as far as fighting goes.
I always wonder, it happens to one person every year, but I wonder what the feeling is like. Like, your episode hasn't even aired yet, you know, so you haven't. You know, other people have had a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks where they can at least let the secret go and live in it. What's it like for you being this close to a fight knowing you can't talk about it?
It kind of sucks. I mean, I'm a big secret right now, so I can't really post anything about what's going on. You know, and I know a lot of people are wondering what's going on, what are you doing? So everything's super secretive right now. It's really hard and tempting not to say anything, but, you know, I mean, you got to wait until tonight, so.
Fair enough. How do you feel about your run on the show? How do you feel like, you know, you represented yourself, I guess, on camera, and also your fights as well?
You know, a lot of my interviews on the show, I was actually in the worst mood. And so when I went back and watched the show, I was like, my interviews actually sound kind of good. Maybe I should just be mad all the time. Yeah, so, and that's really just because I was in a weight cut and calorie deficiency on the whole show. I mean, I had to cut weight one day, and then the next week I had to go right back into a weight cut. So that was one of the hardest things I've ever done, and it's definitely not good for your body. But I mean, it was a crazy experience.
I know you said that she's a friend. Let's talk about the matchup, though. Stylistically, you know, skill for skill. How do you guys match up in the cage?
You know, we both train very, very hard. We're both, you know, game opponents. We're willing to take the fight wherever we want. You know, wherever we want to go. We're, you know, wrestling, cage work, stand up. We were training partners in the house, so we know each other very well mentally and physically, which is good because it's going to make you bring out the best of your ability when you're in there fighting someone like that. But I don't think she's not gonna be ready for the style that I'm bringing. It's completely different than what you guys have seen on the show. And not to mention, when you're on the show, you don't have your team, you don't have a normal camp. So you're really not fighting to your ability when you're on the show. So I'm really excited to see what their game plan is, and I mean, I'm just really excited to show everyone what mine is as well.
Tell us about your preparation for this. I mean, did you go back to the team and leave it just as it was before the show? Did you bring anybody special in, somebody you had met? I mean, how did you prepare for this one? So
to prepare for this fight, I actually ended up moving from New Orleans to Dallas, Texas, and I trained out of Fortis MMA with Coach Saif. Very, very well-known coach. I had one of the hardest camps I've ever had in my life. And I mean, I've pretty much been in a camp for about 3 months now. So, I mean, I've not had a break. Very, very, very heavy wrestling, hard grinding in the gym over there, long, hard practices, and it's mentally and physically, it's exactly what I needed.
Sometimes I feel like extreme familiarity between two opponents can lead to like hesitation or lead to a little bit of a stalemate, like I'm almost too respectful of what they bring to the cage. Do you feel like that's a concern of yours at all, or that plays in at all? I
mean, I definitely respect, you know, the things that she has, the tools that she has, you know, everything that she brings to fighting, but I know her very well, and I know, you know, what her good strikes are, and what, you know, I know what to expect from her, and we have worked and adapted to everything as far as camp goes. So, I mean, we're ready head on, so.
Last thing for me, I mean, you're still pretty new in your career. So, I mean, this moment, the weight of it, you know, the spotlight, what's at stake being in the UFC, I mean, is it too soon? Is it too much? How are you dealing with it all? Do you feel like you're ready to be in the UFC?
Yeah, I mean, for the longest time, like going into the house, right off the bat, I was in shock when Kelvin picked me first. I was like, did he not look at my record? You know, I only had 2 fights. I mean, I've had a pretty long pro career, I mean, an amateur career, but only have 2 fights as a pro. And, you know, that wasn't what they were looking for. They were looking to see, is this person coachable? Can this person adapt in certain situations? And like I said on the show, like, I'm not worried about where my record is. That does not depict me as a fighter. Me me improving every single camp and working hard and working on the things that I need to improve on every day, getting better at that stuff, that's what's most important. And my record has nothing to do with that at all.
Cool. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah.